looking back when you made the switch from PBR to PRCA, who are some of the people that you started to run with, and like you found yourself like, man, I got these new friends like that maybe like now you still got, for instance, Kai. Like who are some of those guys that you're like, oh, that's cool that, switching over here to the PRCA?
Well, I knew a lot of them, from like Calgary and things like that. But, Kyle was one of them, Stetson, and that was a thing. Like when me and Brian and Casey, we cracked out and started going to PBRs. Pee Wee, Brian Herman, Tater Porter, they got in with us that summer and went on the summer run. And I couldn't figure it out. I was like, man, these guys are like, they're in their 30s. We're 20, what are they going with us for? But like Tater told me, he said, the way you guys crave it and act makes us feel younger.
Sure.
And so being around Kai and Stetson, it made me feel like I was younger than I really was,
Mm-hmm.
And just being around them and like Kai coming to the house and getting on practice bullets, you could tell like I would show up and you didn't have to ask that son to get on bullets. He's like, hey, can we buck bullets today? Yep.
Yeah.
He just craved it. And being around that, I mean, that was one thing I was always taught when I was younger. You're only as good as the guys you travel with.
Yeah.
So, and you travel with good guys.
Right.
And that was the rule of thumb. Like, I didn't let just anybody jump in with me. Like, if you rode good, perfect. But if you had a negative attitude, you can go with me.
Yeah.
Because everybody in the truck had the same goal when you went with me, and that was stay on and win and have fun doing it. And, that was kind of the same deal when we started rodeo, and I had Samantha and Jagger with me. But, the PBR was like that when I first started going to it. It was fun, I'm not just saying because they had beer in the locker room, but, when the bull riding was over with, everybody would hang out in the locker room because they had, beer in there. So we'd hang out and chill out, and everybody hung out together. Well, then the longer the bull ridings went on, it kind of got away from that. Like nobody really hung out anymore.
Mm-hmm.
They took the beer out of the locker room, things like that. Well, it was like you fly in, you go to the event, you go home. That was it. There was no hanging out. There was, like Flint always explained it, there was no campfires.
Mm-hmm.
Just sit around and bullshit and just have a good time.
Yeah.
There was none of that anymore. And, I was kind of getting burnt out doing the same thing. Seeing, everybody said, well, before I started going to rodeos, they said, well, what's your favorite place? I said, they all look the same.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Every weekend you were going to an indoor event. The setup was the same. The arena might be a little smaller, maybe a little bigger, but it was same. You were inside. And like I had 15 years of doing it, I needed a change finally. Like it got to where it was a job to me and not fun anymore. And I always told Samantha, I said, the day it turns into a job is the day I'm done. Because you do this for fun. You do it because you love it. It's not a job. And it was like didn't want to be there. It just wasn't fun anymore for me. And so I said, hell, I'm going to buy my PRCA stuff back and go rodeo. We bought an RV, and boy, it was the most fun I had in a long time.
Yeah.
Because you go, is in that RV, and I mean, sometimes we'd go one place and have to leave and go, but if, Cheyenne, take the RV, set it up, everybody, when it's over with, everybody hangs out, you sit around, drink beer and talk and have a good time, and that's what I wanted Jagger to see, He got to hang out and got to hang around badass people, and it was cool, it was fun.